it was a event management company. ನಾನು 7 ವರ್ಷ 17 years old ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ತೊಣ್ಣೂರು ಕೆರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಿಮ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸೈಕಲ್ ಹೊಡೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬರೋಣ ಅಂತ ಪುಳಿಯೋಗರೆ ತಿನ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರೋಣ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ತೊಣ್ಣೂರು ಕೆರೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಸ್ವಿಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸೈಕಲ್ ಹೊಡೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮೇಲ್ಕೋಟೆ ಸೈಕಲ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಪುಳಿಯೋಗರೆ ತಿನ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದ್ವಿ, ಮೇಲ್ಕೋಟೆ ಪುಳಿಯೋಗರೆ. ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಫೇಸ್ಬುಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ವಿ ಪುಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಇವೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಟ್ರಯಾಥ್ಲಾನ್ ಆಸ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ವಿ ಡಿಂಟ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಎನಿ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಫೀಸ್. ಸಡನ್ನಾಗಿ 200 ಜನ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡ್ಯಾರ ಫೇಸ್ಬುಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ. ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡೋದು, ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ 30 people ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ 20 ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ವೆಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಿಡ್ ಇಟ್. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಟೈಮ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ 200 people ಕಮ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸೇಫ್ಟಿ ಇದು ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಏನೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇಯರ್ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಹಂಗೆ ವಿ ಆಲ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಕೇಮ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್, ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅದರ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ pulled in, like, and after the event we kept a donation box also, like, because there was a lot of expenses in the event which we had not even told entry tickets for anyone. And but second year a lot of people from Bangalore wanted to take over this event and make it into a commercial thing. At that point we realized if we let it go, it's gone. And at that point a person called Ajit, he's 50 plus, so he roped in all of us and we found our first company called Enduro. So that was an event, it was, we are into sporting events only, so typically Enduro. So yeah, so Enduro, breathe hard, dig deep, that was a tagline.
Breathe hard,
dig deep. Yes,
okay,
was the tagline of the company. Yeah, so we started organizing this Triathlon the first time.
when was it started?
It was started 8 years ago.
That's in 2012.
12, yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
you were 17 then.
yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. So 9 years ago we've started, and yes, we did 8 editions of this till last year. But yeah, last year, just before last year, it was taking a loop, like it was not a professional company run by all of us. It was a hobby which we used to do an event a year. So that became 2 events a year. For Triathlon we did Tonnur Swimathon.
What is this? Triathlon.
Triathlon. Triathlons. So this swim, cycle,
What
and
does
then
it
run.
mean, triathlon?
Triathlon is swim, cycle, and run. So you first go to the water, swim, and then you come out and start cycling, and then you run. So you finish this with your transitions. That is you change your clothes, all that. That's also, the clock never stops.
Okay, at the end of the
This thing,
event, you are going to distribute prizes.
Yes, who's going for the podium winners?
Okay.
So yeah, we started this triathlon and we started Triathlon. We started Tonnur Swimathon. So Tonnur Swimathon was another swimming race. It was a 1 kilometer, 2.5 and 5 kilometer swimming race in Tonnur Lake. And then we did something called Chamodil Challenge. So all our events were challenging. It was not easy to finish. That's why people used to come repeatedly and come back so they can finish these events and they can like achieve something in these events. So to start with, the Enduro went on almost for 5 years. It was not a full-time professional company, but we were studying and everyone had other things in life. Even I was studying. I had another partner my same age who even he was studying. 2 other people they had full-time work. So this was an annual event, and yearly maybe 1 or 2 months we used to work towards this. So after this, I actually wanted to go professional. Like I had experience of like seeing how things work, how government works, how companies work. At that point I thought, okay, I did my travel course at that point. I did my bachelor's in tourism, and after that I wanted to give something different in travel in Mysore. So I started this company called it's On a Break. So it's an experiential travel company.
So Enduro.
Enduro.
It is limited to Enduro, limited to
Only yes,
cycling and swimming. And now the second venture is your
yes,
professional company.
yes,
For
yes,
travel and tourism.
travel and tourism.
Okay.
So this this is an experiential travel company which we started. So we were into delivering different experiences to cater audience. For example, in Mysore, you must have heard like there are so many vendors, there are so many people who have their stories to tell, which we were focusing on. For example, when you go to a city, a localite can explain the city better than anybody. That's what we realized. And we used to take all these elements and add it together and create experiences. And with all forms. For example, we had a tour of Bailkuppe tour. You must have there's an option where you go to a Tibetan house and he teaches you how to make momos. He teaches you how you have to make your own for lunch. So that like different experiences, we broke down things and we curated it and brought it together, and we started this company called On a Break. So here we did almost we did 110 tours. We did completely in the 2 years it was operational. So but yeah, definitely we also had to digitize, we had to get a system and get this thing, and all our tours were operated by students, tourism students. We used to get these students, start train them a little more and give them hands-on experience on how to operate tours and make them professional tours. So it was a system which was built up, and it was a repetitive system where the tour is booked, the student comes, takes over, and the vehicle is arranged for the guest, the experience is done.
So a student is a kind of guide.
A student is a guide, yes, and he gets like he's a tourism student. He needs to know how to handle guests on day one. So the exposure he gets in this is very good, and they used to get paid for the day also. We used to pay average of 1,000 to 1,500 for the day.
Learning as well as earning.
Earning experience for the student. Yeah, and we were like, there was a little bit of training, little bit of delivery, content delivery, which we had taught the students on how to get there, and they were actually like, we could actually handle pretty well after a point. After that, yeah, definitely during COVID times, during these COVID times, I have moved on from even my travel company to another perspective where I'm like, I feel the need for digitization is there during COVID times, especially in today's date. The reason is, like, for example, any business, you don't know the opportunity the world can give you. Like, you're sitting here, you're sitting wherever you are, your phone, you have access to the internet, you have access to the world. Like any business, for example, for it to grow, you need leads and different sources. Like, you don't know, like, for example,
you have utilized the maximum possibilities of digital media.
Yes.
Various digital platforms.
Yes.
Can you please throw some light on how you could do this?
Yeah. So in today's date, I'm pretty sure our generation knows about WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, and definitely any business for that matter, the first thing you start with is your website. So it's a step by step. For example, all of this should link to your website, your Facebook account, your WhatsApp account, your like WhatsApp business account, your Instagram account, your Snapchat, your Pinterest, everything. Once all of this comes down and links to a common platform like a website, you can start getting, you can basically start generating traffic towards one source, and once you start generating traffic towards your website, so at that point you get leads, you get you get queries, you get a lot. Like the moment the world is at your platform, without digitization you cannot make sure you can't reach the world, you can't reach everybody everywhere. At this point you have to make sure all of these are together, and once your Instagram, everything is linked to this thing, you can generate leads, you can get there. And also we had built something called a variable booking engine, where like you must know, for example, when you go today and search some hotel room or flight somewhere, the price will change when you search the second time, when you search the third time, fourth time when you're searching, they know you are going to book. The moment they know you're going to book, definitely I will make sure it will be expensive. So that is also digitization. As a business perspective, you can understand how many people click, you can understand the market psychology, you can understand the psychology of the buyer without like talking to him. Remotely I can understand the psychology of my buyer sitting handling the website, because I know he's come to my website 10 times in the last week, means he's pretty sure he's looking for something, or he's searched for these many keywords in the last 10 weeks, means I'm pretty sure he's looking out in these directions, and I know I can sell it at the right price. I know the need of the market at that point, and that actually digitization in today's era is definitely needed, because during COVID times I'm pretty sure everyone know like you can't actually go meet people physically, other than you can have international Zoom calls, meetings, everything happens remotely in today's date. And digitized systems solve things. For example, even our company, it was never based on a person, it was based on a system where, okay, the college, we would never train anybody, we trained a faculty to train students to handle this thing. So it was system. Like for example, once the system starts working, you need not actually be involved you have to just operate and see the system and make sure it is operational on a day-to-day basis. But once the system is set up, that you just have to have a person to take care of the system. And with today's digital era, there's a software for everything. You can get a software for everything. There's a CRM, there's ERP tools, there are so many tools which have, like there's IMS, inventory management systems. It's replacing like 100 people job a software can replace today. So actually in today's date we should think of, like, it's not, I don't want to remove 100 people off from their job, but the scenario is if we can actually get, so yeah, I don't want to replace 100 people with a software, but I want 100 people to build hundreds of software so we can be productive end of the day. Like in today's world, for example, digitization, like a software replaces people is what everyone's considered. Fine, it replaces people initially. After a point, it definitely the person has to take over. The person has to there. If a software replaces 100 people, imagine 100 people building 100 softwares or 100 this perspectives in a digital environment, and how productive they can be end of the day. So how much more can a company go? How much more can a company grow and do better? So the need for digitization is today now, and you have to digitize in today's date. If you don't want to digitize, if you can't digitize, I'm pretty sure the business, I'm pretty sure there are businesses which have been there for hundreds of years without a digital footprint, who need a digital footprint today, who felt the need for a digital footprint today. Once they got to know that, okay, the future, especially during COVID times, the real estate industry also got to know. The industry which there's rotation there, like pretty sure, like 50-year-old, 60-year-old, 65-year-old will never look for a property on Facebook, will never look for this thing. But in today's date, we are there, where everyone is on the phone. And if you want to connect, you better have some connectivity through the internet. And otherwise, the growth is limited. The growth of potential is not there.
Now I am reminded of an incident. Yesterday you were talking about your grandmother. She was not initiated to digital platform, but you could connect with her without any generation gap. So can you please explain that?
Yeah. So my grandmom, for example, she wanted to connect with grandkids, definitely.
How old is she?
She's 73.
Okay.
Yeah. At 73, she wanted to talk. She should come and talk about, like, typically, I'm pretty sure, when you're with your grandparents around, they can talk about God, spirituality, this. But they very difficult for them to connect with us and our generation. So at 73, she got a phone. She's on WhatsApp. She's on YouTube. She sends us forwards on YouTube, forwards on WhatsApp. Like she sends us, like, the connectivity, the level of this thing improved there, where she could not, we didn't have much to talk about. Like, I could not talk to my grandmother too much. I couldn't talk to her. The moment she starts talking about God, this, I would be like, okay, fine. ನೀವು ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿರಿ. Okay. But after that, like, once I showed her technology, once I started explaining things to her, today she is there. She is just searches. She sends me content. She sends me this thing. So I can connect more with the generation. So that connect had to come with the technology at that point.
I reminded of one of my friends who is a bank employee, and his father is 84 years old. He was totally, against using these digital equipments.
Yes.
4 months back, he fell down and broke his leg. He is on wheelchairs now. At that point of time, my friend gave him an Android phone.
It makes a big
he
difference.
started, searching, just saying to Google, I want Lata Mangeshkar's old songs. I want Sehgal's old songs, and I want the history of Karnataka.
Yes.
And he was so surprised. Now handling him is very easy for my friend.
Yes.
So because he is on wheelchairs,
Yes,
attending
yes, yes.
him all the time, it's
Yes,
very difficult.
yes.
Since he has the Android phone and
Yes.
the whole world in his hand,
Yes.
he can cherish his younger days, and he is happy now.
Yes.
And he openly said, "Thanks, dear son, for introducing me this wonderful
Yes.
equipment."
Yes.
That's how
Yes.
many elders they have a mental block.
Yes. So that's
This will distract from
Yes.
the
And
relationship will be
Yeah.
distorted. Such kind of mental block is there.
Yes, there is, like, there's a lot of things, because the moment I tell you, in my workplace at this point, there's a lot of mental block. The reason is, like, they think it'll replace people. Like, yeah, it will replace people. It'll make you more productive. It'll make the existing people, if they can use those tools, it'll make them more productive. It'll make it better for everyone. It's not replacing people. It's the extra skill which everyone has to get on learning at this point. There's no restriction for age, and there's no restriction of this thing. It's just that openness which is needed with this thing to go there and explore once, and then I'm pretty sure there'll be no heading backwards. I'm pretty sure that once you're out there connected to the world, you don't want to get disconnected from the world again. I'm pretty sure in that perspective.
Wonderful, Abhilash. I appreciate your enthusiasm and your out of thinking the box nature.
Yes,
It's
thank
really
you, thank you.
wonderful,
Thank you
and
very much.
I wish your company grand success.
Yes, thank you.
And
Thanks.